Hi guys, welcome once again to a gazlab short video. Today I'm going to be putting together one of the C4 Labs cases, and this time it's for the this is the Zoom Spot Bluetooth board, or the Zoom Radio Bluetooth board, host. But this one's for an Android. There is an iOS version also available, and what I'm going to do is we're going to put this together. I've not done this, so we're going to be learning together really on this particular one. I've not done one of these before, and the first thing you're going to start with is really when you unpack this this bundle of acrylic parts, they will have an elastic band round. What you do is hold them together, take the elastic band off, and then turn it upside down so that the bottom is directly up, because they'll come off in reverse order. And what you need to do is you need to have a look at the very comprehensive instructions. Really, it's so well laid out. I mean, you just cannot get it wrong. So yeah, it should be good fun. So the first thing we're going to do is going to make sure we've got everything to hand. Give you a lovely card. We're going to take the small parts out of their packet, and so we'll get them to one side, get rid of the bag, and then we're going to start in the same way as we did with the other case. We're going to take the 4 long screws and the 4 rubber feet up there like so, and we're going to part assemble those. And again, as before, you'll notice that in there you'll see that there's just a little recess, and the screw itself simply drops in like so. Okay, you're going to do that 4 times, so let's get on with that. There you go. And then you're going to take the bottom part. Now again, like I said before, this paper is like a protective layer. Acrylic's really easily scratched, especially when it's going over the laser machines, because obviously the sheets are quite heavy often. If it's a big sort of sheet, they're sort of heaved onto a machine and then slid across, you know, where there might be sort of debris or whatever. So what they do, they leave this coating on, and if you could imagine lots and lots of small parts coming off a machine, for them to actually take this off would be a hideous amount of time and put cost on the product. And to be honest with you, these are really well priced kits, and they're really high end. I mean, I absolutely love the stuff. It's just such good quality. Now then, so try and get this other bit off. This is a bit tough. If you're like me and I chew my nails, I know I shouldn't, but I do. Get rid of that. Now then, you want to get it so that you can read the text through the bottom, and that's the actual bottom. And then what you would do, just drop those screws through like so. Now, it is also nice to keep this sort of clean as you go, because obviously you don't want the fingerprints all on it, like I've just put on there. There you go, that's a bit better. And so there's our first stage, that one there. So the next stage we're looking for is this black layer, and there it is there. You'll notice also that there's actually a bowed front and a bowed front, so I would say that is the way it goes round. So let's just get rid of this bit of paper. When you're taking this paper off, don't put too much pressure on, because you know you do risk breaking the parts off, especially where there's a sharp corner. That's a real weak spot. And so let's put him in. Which way around does he go? Bowed front. There you go. Actually, that's not right. Oh, okay, so what they've done here, be just a tad careful as you just going through. You just can't see just over this side, but actually it is that way round. Okay, so the bow is showing towards the back there on this particular kit. Okay, and so they're showing this cutout along that front edge. So there you go. I did say I've not done one of these before, so I learn. So there you go, there's that part. Now the next section is the wispy part, and you'll see what I mean when they're coming off pretty much in order, and that's the next wispy part. He goes on there like so. Then the next part is the actual board itself. Now again, just a little bit of care when picking these up. Make sure that you're you know, you've sort of grounded yourself out on a radiator or something like that, and just pick the board up by the edges. And then this board just simply drops over the top like so. Now these are very precise. On the cases that these cases here, the ones where there might actually be like the Raspberry Pi board in the bottom, they're really mass produced boards, and sometimes they've got a little bit of a sprog or something on the side of the board, so you just have to give it a little, you know, take down with like a nail file or something like that, just so that they go into these little recesses. You don't have to go nuts or anything like that, but just sometimes they're just a little bit tight, but this one's absolutely perfect. The next one is a thicker section. You can see here is this thicker section just there. Okay, and he goes on like so, and then we've got another thick section with the V towards that front edge. He goes on there like so, and then the next one we're looking for is one with some holes and things in it. So this one's got a bit of paper on it, and we'll pull him off. It's very therapeutic doing this. I forgot my tea, don't know where I've put it. Mind, it's probably going cold somewhere. There you go. Okay, so he goes in, just see that, it just goes in there like so, so he goes over like that. Then there is a wispy section, it goes one way, and then on top of that one, now we're talking about this main board here, which he would just drop on that. In fact, what I'll do is I'll leave that one off for the second. Locate those pins very carefully, and the same as we did before with the other one, just might need a just very carefully just bobble that down. Like so. You shouldn't have to force any of this. Now it's, oh, actually I've done something wrong. If you need to pry it up as well, don't use anything sort of metallic underneath there. You can get these little plastic levers from eBay really cheap. There you go. As I say, don't force anything at this stage. If it doesn't want to go, there's something wrong. So just identify what it is and then sort of fix it, because it just makes sense to not stress anything. There you go, that feels a bit better. It felt like it was down actually too tight at the rear. There you go, there's that next section. And then we're okay, that's interesting. No, that's okay, that's good. Same way as before. You need this next section with these holes with the little cutouts in them, and they just pop down over that. And then what I tend to do is just put a little pressure down and then just spin them really quickly. Just catch the threads just enough. And then there you go, and stick that in there as well. Okay, and you can just tighten that up with a screwdriver. Doesn't need to be tight. You know, just nip them up. Don't go nuts. No point. And then the next one, it's got the little cutout on the rear there for relief for that OLED board. The next one, again, it's got paper on it. This one is fragile, so be careful with this one. And normally the coloured acrylics, they tend to be more brittle than the clear acrylics. It's not always the case, but often is. And now we're up to the top one. Now, I did say in my other video, at this point you can take the protective cover off. Now I've already taken the protective cover off, and I said that people have actually, they misunderstood a little bit. It's not that it doesn't matter if you touch the screen. You don't want to press on the screen, and the reason why I don't want to touch on the screen is because I leave a fingerprint on there, which I don't want to do. So, and then obviously if you put a fingerprint on and then put the cover on the thing, you've got to take it apart again to clean your fingerprint off, and I didn't want to do that. But it doesn't matter if you touch. It's not like a halogen bulb or anything. It won't burn out and blow up. It's just what people seem to have taken from that comment. But all it meant is I just didn't want to get any fingerprints on at this stage. So now you can see it's absolutely perfect, and we can take the very last 4 screws, just whip them down. You can see that. Oh, fiddly. Trying not to put my hands in front of the camera. There you go. And that is that. And then before you tighten it up, well, you wouldn't even worry about it, to be honest. You just want to get it in a position where the nut flats will quite happily rotate around. And there you go. There's your finished Android Bluetooth or iOS Bluetooth box. There you have it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.